Imagine searching for a news story online. Before you even open the article, an artificial intelligence system has already summarized it for you. In theory, that sounds like a good thing. Faster information, simpler explanations, less time spent digging through articles. But critics say something strange has started happening. Some of these AI summaries aren't just shortening articles, they're subtly changing the story. And if that's true, it raises a very interesting question. When AI summarizes the news, who's actually telling the story? For decades, the process of journalism was relatively straightforward. Reporters investigated stories, editors reviewed the work, and readers consumed the final article. But the internet changed how information moves. Search engines, social media platforms, and recommendation algorithms began deciding which stories people would see first. Now a new layer has been added: artificial intelligence. AI systems are increasingly capable of reading articles, summarizing them, and presenting quick answers to users. Instead of clicking through multiple websites, readers can receive a short summary that explains the story in seconds. The promise is simple. Instead of reading several articles to understand a topic, artificial intelligence can instantly give you the key points. For many people, that sounds like progress. But that convenience comes with an unexpected complication. Because artificial intelligence doesn't actually understand the story it's summarizing. Large language models work by analyzing massive amounts of text and predicting the most likely sequence of words to answer a question. In other words, they don't know what a story means. They simply predict what the story is probably saying. When this works well, the results can be impressive. An AI system can summarize long reports, explain complicated issues, and present information quickly. But when it doesn't work perfectly, the summary can distort the meaning of the original article. Researchers and journalists have already identified examples where AI summaries misrepresented headlines, removed important context, or combined information from multiple sources in confusing ways. In most cases, the mistakes are small. But in journalism, even small changes in wording can dramatically alter how a story is interpreted. Consider a simple example. A journalist writes an article explaining a complicated situation with multiple perspectives. The article might include background information, conflicting viewpoints, and detailed context. But an AI system summarizing that same article might reduce the story to a single, simplified statement. The nuance disappears, the context disappears, and the reader is left with something that sounds confident and authoritative, but may not fully reflect what the journalist actually wrote. This is sometimes referred to as algorithmic framing. Instead of a human editor deciding how a story is presented, the framing is produced by a machine. And that raises an interesting question about how people understand the news. To understand why this happens, we need to look at how these AI systems actually work. Large language models are designed to generate text that sounds coherent and natural. Their primary objective is not accuracy, it's probability. They produce the sequence of words that are statistically most likely to follow the prompt they are given. That means an AI summary may sound completely convincing, even if parts of it are incomplete, simplified, or slightly wrong. The system isn't intentionally misleading readers. It's simply doing what it was designed to do: predict text. None of this means artificial intelligence has no role in journalism. In fact, many news organizations are experimenting with AI tools to help with research, translation, and summarization. Used carefully, these systems could make information easier to access. But they also introduce something journalism has never really had before: a layer of automated interpretation between the reporter and the reader. And that layer may quietly shape how millions of people understand the news. The real lesson here isn't that artificial intelligence is replacing journalists, at least not yet. It's that the way stories are framed has always mattered. A headline can change how an article is perceived. A summary can shape what readers remember. And now, for the first time, that framing may increasingly be produced by machines, which means understanding the narrative behind the narrative may be more important than ever.